Hi friends. We are going to work on headstand today, which if you know me at all, take your arms up, you're seated. You can sit on a block if you want. I just didn't grab mine. If you know me or have practiced with me at all, you know that I actually don't really enjoy headstand. I used to love it. It doesn't feel great on my body anymore, but we're going to work it today in a way that will feel good for everyone. So we're going to lace our hands and we're going to bend our elbows and bring our hands behind our head. And then elbows, forearms press up. So your shoulders are going to push up a little bit to get those arms up. And then you're going to draw the belly back and lift up through the spine. And keep hugging the arms gently in toward the ears without squeezing the ears, but just kind of that energy of hugging the elbows inward, the upper arms inward. And then feel the shoulder blades in your back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
there's a little bit of work here.
this is the start of a new era.
You can press the palms fully together, the heels of the hands together if it's okay. Those elbows lifting up. Push, push, push like you want to put your forearms on the ceiling. A couple more breaths here. And reach up, inhale. Separate the hands, release. So good. Come around to the ground with your forearms. We're going to lace the fingers again. Push the heels of the hands together. So if you don't know what I mean by the base here, squeeze that together. Elbows at shoulders distance. Tuck the bottom pinky under so you have a nice flat base here. We're going to move through the shoulder girdle here. So you're going to drop the heart through, look forward, and then push away. Scoop the belly up. Drop in. Shoulders protracting here, retracting here. You're getting a little bit of spinal upper back flexion roundness, and then dropping a little bit of extension. Beautiful. Now stabilize in this protraction. Tuck the pelvis so that the tailbone drops down. Push your feet down, scoop the belly up. And then arch the low back, lift the sitting bones up, tip the pelvis into an anterior pelvic tilt. Exhale, posterior pelvic tilt. Drop the tailbone, drop the sitting bones, scoop the belly up, round your low back. Inhale, extension. Exhale, contraction. Inhale, release and lift up in the hips. Exhale, belly in, sitting bones down. 2 more, inhale. This whole time your shoulders are working to stabilize here. Last one. Good. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, easy dolphin. I know that sounds like that isn't possible, but just easy, 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 as much as it can be easy. Drop your ears between your biceps. I still have my fingers laced. Knees down, downward facing dog. Take your hands pretty wide if it feels okay. Turn your fingers a little open if it feels okay in this down dog. If it doesn't, you're going to find whatever that is for you that feels good. Just a little different arm position. And then just shift your weight a little side to side here. Right foot steps forward. Left knee gently down. Rise up. Anjaneyasana. Bend the left elbow. Take your right hand to your left elbow. And then lift the back of your head into your left arm. So kind of pressing up and back. One more inhale. Exhale, release your hands down. I'm gonna grab a block here. I'm gonna put it on the pinky side of my right foot. Tuck my back toes, turn the heel in, push my hand into the block, arm and leg together, rotate open, and then left arm's gonna reach overhead. Right arm could also be on your thigh. If you don't need the block, don't use the block. Make it work for you here. Parsvakonasana. Use your inner left thigh resisting back to support your front leg more. So each leg working equally, though in a different way. And then this top arm working the same as this bottom arm. And then arms, equal effort to the legs. Breath with ease. Lift that left arm up. Straighten your front leg, triangle. Adjust your bottom hand as needed. Look up at your top hand. Go directly to the sky. Don't go back, and it's fine to do that, but just for today, I want you to go straight up. Press the feet down more. Shorten from your belly button to your pubic bone. And then from your belly button to your sternum, draw in. And then open up the chest more, but be stable in your center as you open the chest. So don't just let your low back go. Don't just let your rib cage just give way to the effort of the chest opening. Contain the torso and then open the chest. Breath in. Release your left hand down and around. Vashisthasana, side plank. Yes. Maybe top arm overhead. Maybe arc the body up. Really nice. Right hand comes around. Inhale, scoop the belly in. Lower to your belly. Cobra, inhale. Slide your forearms forward. Forearm plank, lift up. Now, contain the ribs. Engage the glutes. Pull your front hip points gently toward your rib cage. So you're contracting that belly. Release the hips down. Sphinx, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Breath. Steady, smooth, even. Good. We're going to bring the left leg forward. I can't remember if I stretched the leg back or not, so if you remember, go for it. I kind of halfway did it because I couldn't remember if I did it or not. And then rise up. And then you're going to bend this right elbow. And your left hand's going to come to the elbow. And then you're not forcing anything here, by the way. Your head is gently pressing back into this right arm. And then we have all the strong qualities of Anjaneyasana, even though I didn't say it on the first side. Front foot pressing down, back foot pressing down, knee, shin. And then gently draw that back shin forward and engage that right glute. Inhale, draw the arms back up. And then release. I'm going to use a block here. Pinky side of my left foot, right up next to my foot. Tuck the back toes. Turn the heel in. And Parsvakonasana. My arm and my leg on the left side are working together to roll my chest open, to give myself some leverage here. My right leg, my back leg, is working as hard as my front leg. And my feet are finding equal pressure. And then as if my right hand could push down into something, I'm finding the same amount of pressure there too. I'm going to slowly straighten this front leg, adjust your hand as you need to. Take the right hand straight up, Trikonasana. Now, shorten, and then open. So don't just open and let this all just kind of go like wherever it wants to go. Contain, open. Look up at the top hand, keep the hand going straight up to the sky. Creating the same amount of energy in your feet as your hands. So even those hands not in contact with anything, like imagine that it is. Push into the hand, push into the feet equally, all 4 points. Last inhale. Bring that right hand around, a little bit forward, pinky side of the right foot. Vashisthasana. And then if it's okay, maybe arc the body up a little bit. Come through center to your belly for cobra. You can use your knees, lower the hips, however you need to get there. I know that's like a deep drop. Cobra inhale. Soften down, slide the forearms forward, forearm plank. Sphinx. Down dog. Lift your heels, inhale. Bend your knees, look at your hands. Walk your feet to your hands. Keep your knees bent the whole time. Try to get as close in as you can, and then drop the heels and bow down. Rise, inhale. Hand into your heart with your exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your heart up. I want you to actually physically manipulate your hips. I want you to try to tip the hips to come forward. So really tipping the pelvis to drop forward. Inhale halfway. Move the hips to get here, not just the spine. And then tip, 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 bow forward. Rise up, lift the hips in the front, drop them in the back, and then exhale, release your hands to your heart. So without your hands on your hips, can we recreate that? Inhale, reach up. Maybe you need your hands on your hips to feel that. Exhale, tip the pelvis to bring the spine around. Halfway inhale, lift the front of the hips just enough to lift the spine, and then bow forward. Rise all the way up, inhale. And hands to heart, exhale. So the hips help guide the spine. Inhale, reach up, lift. Heart, and then tip the pelvis to fold forward. Inhale halfway, plank, exhale. Inhale and plank. Use your knees if you need to, chaturanga or the floor. Up dog or cobra. Down dog, exhale. Lift the heels, inhale. Bend the knees, exhale. Look at your hands, feet to hands. halfway up, inhale. Bow forward, exhale. Inhale, rise. And hands to your heart, exhale. This has been my kick this week, is that we are moving from here when we're bowing and lifting, and that we're not just moving from the spine. And I know it's easier said than done to just be like, we're just moving from the hips, because maybe your hips don't feel like they move so much. That's why we practice it. Inhale, reach up. The heart lifts, the hips stay stable. Exhale. Now tip the hips to take the spine forward with control. Inhale, halfway. Chaturanga, Vinyasa, or your path to down dog. Lift your heels, inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, stretch back, feet to hands. Halfway, inhale. And bow, exhale. Inhale, lift the front of the hips, lift the spine, rise up. Hands to your heart. Gosh, I hope this makes sense. Inhale, reach up. Hips stay stable, heart lifts. Exhale, start to tip the pelvis to bring the spine around. Inhale, halfway. Chaturanga, exhale. Inhale, your back bend. Down dog, exhale. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, feet to hands. Halfway, inhale, lift up. And then hinge, 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 and bow. Lift, rise, reach. Hands to your heart, exhale. Turn open on your mat. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands on your hips, inhale, lift the heart. And exhale, come forward here. Release your hands under your shoulders at about shoulder's distance. Inhale, lengthen your spine, arms go straight. Now this is another example of the pelvis moving here. So now, drop back down by lifting the backs of the hips up and the front of the hips come forward. And then if you're pretty mobile here, your hands can, fingers still pointing straight ahead, but your hands can walk back to be in line with your feet. And if you're comfortable, you can put your head down on the ground. You are working your arms like you are in chaturanga here. So the thumbs are pulling toward each other. The pinky fingers are spiraling out. We're gonna work toward headstand. If you're already comfortable in headstand, you love tripod headstand, a couple things you can do here. You can bring your knees onto your triceps, pause there so it's almost like you're in a crow headstand. Or if you're comfortable, you can take the legs all the way up. Beautiful. Totally up to you. Really, really nice. Yes. And if you're not going up, you're still working the arms. Thumbs pull toward each other, pinkies spiral out. You can look at your elbows and they hug in toward each other. And you're setting those shoulders really firmly into your back. And that is a huge piece of a successful headstand, is having stability in the shoulder girdle. If you're in a headstand, come back down slowly. And then everyone inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, hands to your hips. Now you can feel yourself. Lift your hips to lift your spine. Yeah, so good. Pick up your right heel. Turn the heel in. Virabhadrasana 2. I have to actually inch my feet a little wider so that I can have a nice big warrior 2. Fingers reach away from each other, palms press down, broaden across the chest. If it's okay, look at your right middle finger. And your feet are working equally, your legs are working equally, your spine is lifting, and your arms are not going to be outdone by the power of your legs. So make those arms equally strong. Push your edge a little bit. You're only going to do this one time on each side. That's it. Front right hip lifting up. Rise, inhale. Pivot the feet the other way. Adjust however you need to. So you're dropping straight down. I think sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of the time, we drop forward here. Lift the front of that left hip up. So it's almost like you're trying to create space between your thigh and your hip point. Resist with this back leg. Root with the back foot. Root with the front foot. Energy out. If it's okay, gaze on the left middle finger. One more breath in. This time just bring your hands to the ground. Step back, plank. Breath in. Your pathway to down dog. Right leg back, inhale. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale back. Right knee, left elbow. Inhale back. Right foot forward. Crescent lunge, inhale. Drop, 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 drop. And then power up the back leg. Lift the heart. Bend both elbows, bring them behind the head. If you want, lace the fingers or keep the palms together, your call. Lift the heart up. Inhale. Strong exhale to pull the ribs in. Reach forward. I'm using blocks here. Supported warrior 3. And if you don't have blocks, you can use the floor, a wall, piece of furniture, or just bring your hands to heart and work warrior 3 without props. So one of the reasons warrior 3 is pretty tricky is that your hips are doing two different things, right? So your right hip is in a hinge, your left hip is in an extension, right?
I want you to get together. I want you to get together. I want you to get together. Put your hands together one time.
Bring your feet together. Toe stand.
I want you to get together.
And then we're gonna kind of create like a little ball here. So if it's okay, you're gonna wrap your arms around your legs, nice and tight here.
Together one time.
Feel your shoulder blades spread on your back.
I want you to get together.
Release your hands down, stay on the toes, start to lift the hips up any amount. You don't have to straighten your legs. And then inhale, look forward, chaturanga. Rise, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left leg back, inhale. Left knee, left elbow. Inhale back. Exhale, cross. Inhale back. Place your left foot forward. Generous stance, crescent lunge. Lift, lift, lift. Engage the back glute. Palms come together, elbows bend, hands come behind your head. Lift your heart, lift your head. So we are in a back bend here. And ideally, your back shares the same amount of sensation. You're not just feeling this in your low back. Whole spine opening. And then we're going to take this extension, we're going to reverse it. Exhale, pull in, reach forward, supported warrior 3.
want you to get together. I want you to get together. I want you to get together. I want you to get together.
Bring the feet together, toe stand. Wrap it up.
Looking you over, you don't know my name yet.
Good. This time, drop your heels. Lie all the way down. Good. Lace your hands, bend your elbows, bring your hands behind your head. Let your head kind of just sit into these arms. Float the feet up. Hollow hold with your arms in this position.
I knew the meaning right away. Only yesterday we're worlds apart. I got this name for you. If you come closer, I can whisper in your ear. And if you wanna
Reach the arms forward, bend the knees, rise up, Navasana. So good. So that's a little bit of headstand right there. Soles of the feet come together, Baddha Konasana. So while you're not in that hollow hold position in headstand, there is an element in all of your back bends. There's a little element of that in all of them, that strength of the core, the connection to your center of not just flopping around. So I feel like for some people, headstand just feels really natural and it comes really, really easily. And so you're probably like, why are we making such a big deal out of this? And then for others, it's just like, I don't know how to get there. And my preference is that you know how to do handstand before you do headstand, but it's all right. For some people, it just is like, I love headstand. I want to do headstand. You don't have to do headstand. We're going to work on it. Unless you know you are stable in the middle of the room, I'm going to ask you to move to the wall so that you feel comfortable. Since I can't actually be with you, keep you safe, have the wall there for you. So we're going to do a variation on headstand that for me feels so, so much better. I think it's a little trickier to teach, which is why I don't often teach it when I'm not in person. Actually, I don't really teach it that much at all. So I'm going to lace my hands like this, and I'm going to have my elbows down. So we need to be able to be in this position, right? And I'm going to have my head a little bit on my hands, but not here, like this. It's neutral. So you can kind of practice the position now. It's almost like a cross between Pinchamayurasana, so forearm balance, and headstand. The position we're going to get into, I think, makes it really easy to kind of push and lift your head off of your arms. And that's what I want to foster, is this sense of not just resting in your head. And I think that's why for me, headstand, my neck is really long. My arms are long too, so I know the mechanics should work, but I always like it when I'm in it, and then it hurts when I come out. My neck just feels like I've done this to it. So I like to kind of give myself a little bit more support in this way. I don't know why it works for me, it just does. So I'm going to show you, if you're comfortable in headstand, you don't have to listen to my spiel, but you might just try this other version. I'm going to go this way so that you can see the setup, etc. And the goal is never to use the wall, but the goal is the wall is there if you need it. So I'm going to lace my hands. I'm going to place my arms down and kind of eyeball my elbows, and that's how far apart my elbows are going to be, and they're going to stay there. They're going to stay there. And then I bring my head to my hands so it's lightly on the floor. You're not on your hairline, you're in the middle of your head. And then you tuck for dolphin. And then one leg can come up, and that's just going to bring my other leg up. The wall is there if I need it. And I'm going to push, push, push with my forearms so that my neck feels pretty light. And it's a little bit more balance work than a traditional headstand. And you want to find a little sense of that hollow hold, glutes, belly. Come up when you're ready. And then when you come out, there's no rush. Stay as long as you want. But when you do come out, give yourself a moment in child's pose. And then you'll go back up when you're ready. So we'll take a couple shots at it. If you're up and you're like solid, just stay. You don't need to come up and down at all. I'm going to switch the legs to my hands. And I'll give you another 30 seconds or so. I'm going to keep mine very brief just because my body never really responds great to this, but I did want to give you a shot to do it. But I'm going to give you time to be there. And then when you're ready, child's pose. And then pigeon if you like it, or any alternative to pigeon. And we'll switch sides. Good. I'm going to finish today with legs up the wall. So if it feels good, you'll do the same. And if you would like to finish in a different way, you'll finish however you want. So to get there, I sit sideways to the wall, pivot around, and then legs are simply up. Allow your eyes to soften. Maybe close. Arms rest at the sides. I like to take my arms away from my body. Palms up, fingers free. Allow softness to take over. Just receive your practice right now, right here in this moment. Legs are up the wall. You're going to slide your feet into each other and down like Baddha-Konasana. And then roll to your right side. If you're somewhere else, just make your way out. And then we'll rise up to sitting. It's a little awkward at the wall, I know. It doesn't have to be graceful. And once you're upright, bring your hands into your heart in prayer. Just bow your mind to your heart. Feel the effects of your practice. Honor yourself for giving this time to your practice. Rise up. Eyes open. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.